They did complete the test pile program, so
No outstanding issues from that, right?
not right now.
We're good. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Northern Expansion Slip D and Bayou Lafourche Dredge, GIS Engineering.
Okay, Crosby Dredging is the contractor on this project. They finally started dredging again after the storm on December 29th, exactly 4 months after the storm hit. They think they'll be 55 or 60 days, which would put them finishing around the end of February.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Okay, airport projects. Davy Brew.
Okay, on the operations for December, there were 519 passengers for December, 2,283, and vehicle count was 3,200.
Okay. Any questions on that? All right, the Airport Connector Road and Bridge, Piciola and Associates.
Yeah, Sea Level Construction is a contractor. They've completed demolition of the existing structures. They cleared and grubbed the connector road, and they're currently working on drainage on Highway 3235, and also driving sheet pile in Bayou Lafourche. And pretty much the next month they'll be continuing to do the same thing, working more on drainage in 3235 and on the connector road, and then also driving the sheet pile in the bayou.
And Joe, I was just thinking about this last night at the parish council meeting. We may, I'll talk to parish president and see if we should go and give them an update
Sure.
before the end of the first quarter. Tell them where we are and show them some of these pictures, just to give them and the public an update, others
Yeah, we
outside
can-
of the 10th ward of
Sure,
what's
we
going
can
on
do
with the
that,
project.
do a slide presentation
Yeah.
and show them where we're at.
Yeah, I think that would be pertinent.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, the seal coat and pavement markings, GIS Engineering.
Okay, G Asphalt Systems of Iowa is the contractor on this project. We're still putting together the contracts. Actually, we've sent that to them. They've sent them back. We just haven't received them yet. So we expect to get that in the next couple of days. They should have a pre-construction, and we'll probably issue a notice to proceed in February.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Okay, the approach obstruction removal, ICE, they're not here. Davey?
Yes, that project was bid, and LMB was the lowest responsive bid, $193,994 was the bid. So we're on approving that bid.
Yep, that's coming up later on the agenda for approval. Okay, the Mobile Home Park, Piciola and Associates.
So we took bids on Monday. This past, we had 5 bids, and the low bidder was in the amount of $462,045. So we're presenting that to you. I think that you were talking to the tenant.
Yes.
About.
Yeah. We're talking to the tenant first. Before we approve it, it'll be cleaner if we just wait, have a discussion with the tenant, make sure they're good with the lease and the numbers that'll be in the lease because of this, the cost of the
Right.
project, and then we'll move forward that way. So we may very well request to have a special meeting in 2 weeks, assuming that all gets done, but we do have time in terms of, for the bids, even to wait till the February meeting.
Yeah,
We
you have
enough time.
45
Yeah.
days to award the bid, but the tenant wants this stuff as quick as
As quick as
possible.
possible,
So
right.
if he decides to go forward, we may want to have a
Kind
special.
of push the envelope. Okay, all right,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Okay, update on other projects. We have the Fouchon Pavilion. Come back up.
So Onshore Construction is the contractor for this project. We gave them the notice to proceed on December the 13th. They have been on site doing site prep and laying out the piles. They expect to start driving the timber piles for the foundation sometime later this week or early next week.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bayou Lafourche Mooring Dolphins Project, Angelette Piciola.
So this project is complete. Bomac was the contractor on the project. Right now, we're waiting on some final documents from Bomac to begin the substantial completion period. So once that clear lien period's complete, we'll have a final retainage pay request to you guys. I think it's in the amount of $20,300, and that project will be done.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Neil? Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.
Okay, next is the update on Hurricane Ida projects, and that's going to be an ongoing thing for several months. Hopefully not years, but several months for sure. Throughout this year, for sure. Debris removal project, DRC, is continuing to remove. Davey, you want to update on that?
Yes, we finished making our pickups on the right-of-way, so actually they're gearing up to haul out of the port with the big, large 100-yard trucks.
Yep.
And I'll be doing that probably in the next 30 days or so, taking the haul the debris out.
Yep. And we did, yesterday, last night at the parish council meeting, Parish President Archie Chasson actually mentioned that they are going to make one more pass through Point Fouchon. I believe they've made a pass or so before. You're not in there anymore. I keep looking at Randy. Randy doesn't have a camp in there anymore. But yeah, but yeah. So they're going to make another pass in the Point. So if anyone asks you about that, that'll take place, and then that'll be it in terms of removing that public debris from those right-of-ways. Okay, next thing is the port complex demolition. As you're all aware, we bid that out, but then in working through with CSRS, through the FEMA process, we needed to have an environmental review of that. We advertised for that, and Sims was our environmental consultant to go and do that. They did an environmental evaluation. In fact, just a little bit ago, just a few minutes ago, we received the report. So we hadn't seen the report. We're going to work through that with CSRS as our disaster recovery consultant, and we'll review that. And once we submit all that documentation, we should be ready to move forward with the actual demolition of the facility now that that environmental is done. Okay?
Report looks good.
Yeah, the report looks fine for us to be able to do that.
And the contractor that was awarded the demolition, he's good with whatever?
Yes.
He's still good with his?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Okay. Any other questions? All right. We mentioned on Monday evening, architecture and engineering RFQs. We put that out. We received 20 responses, so that's in the final review stage of that, and we'll have a list of engineers and architects that we can pull from to do all the work that we need to do in following the FEMA process. So now that we have that, we start to make those decisions, and we can see some actual repairs taking place in the near future and project design. Okay. Then the next thing is the mechanic shop repairs. Davey, mention that.
Mechanic shop repair, that's TBT construction out of Thibodeau. We had a pre-construction meeting week before last. We had materials ordered. As soon as the materials in, he'll come and knock it out in a week or two. We'll take him to do that.
Okay. Any other questions on Hurricane Ida project so far? Okay. That concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chasso. Any public comment? All right, next we get into committee reports. Executive Committee. Members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Ronnie J. Justclair, Mike Cully, and John Mellison. First, we have consider approving the request from Terrebonne Concrete for site GLF 110.
So this is Terrebonne Concrete's request is for a reduction in the escalation rate, which is currently 5%. They would like it to be reduced to 2.5%. They've been on this lease since 1997, and their rate of their rental rate, their per square foot rental rate has increased more than double. So recommendation to approve their request.
Need a motion? Move by Mr. Griffin, second by Mr. Rodney Justclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have considered a request from Talamarine for a lease on site GLF 632.
So we've been discussing this for several months now. We had a request or a bona fide written offer for a site, about a just under 8-acre site on the corner of Flotation Canal and Slip C. The right of first refusal holder has agreed to allow Tala to lease that site, so this is now to approve the request for lease for that location for Tala Marine.
I need a motion. Move. Moved by my colleague, second by Jim Lafourche. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider approving the cooperative endeavor agreement with South Louisiana Economic Council in support of SLECA, Restore Retreat, and LA1 Coalition.
All right, so this is an agreement we do on an annual basis, and for this, we're going to provide $10,000 to SLEC, $12,000 to Restore Retreat, and $1,000 to the LA1 Coalition, and in return, SLEC shall assist the port with its economic development, infrastructure improvement, and coastal restoration needs, and a number of other items throughout the year.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Johnny Melisson. Any public comment, any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. We're getting out of executive committee, going into permits and waterways. Committee members are Curtis Pierce, Jim Lafourche, Johnny Ardon, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Lafourche.
Thank you, Mr. President. You have anything, Chet, before we move on?
No, sir.
Thank you. This one is from Energy Louisiana. Proposed removal approximately 31 miles. Sounds like a lot. But it's a point, thank you. Between Golden Mesa and Barataria substations, approximately 560 acres of wetland and non-wetland habits may be impacted in this project. Next is all fuel boats, GOM, cleaning and filing approximately 3 acres of fresh marsh and 17 acres of upland, create a dock and mooring facility, several mooring pilings, clusters, and ramps will be installed. The next one's the, hold on.
Hey, look, can I just make a
Sure.
point of clarity?
Cool.
It's 0.03 acres and 0.17 acres
Thank you.
of upland. Thank you.
Okay, the next one is Seacorp Marine, no, I'm sorry, Corps Engineers for dredging the pass and for the boats to travel to go from one place to the other in the bayou. And it's the Corps Engineer that's asking for a permit.
That's for their maintenance dredging.
Yeah.
Correct.
The off-field boats is there. Seymour Marine Service, installation of Ivana bulkhead and pouring, removing the existing wooden wharf, approximately 230
Cubic
yards of
yards.
dirt and 60
Cubic yards.
cubic yards, I'm sorry, but it's light, will be used to fill it, approximately 0.4 upland habitat and approximately 0.12 water bottoms may be affected. The next one is Weeks Marine. Project activities under the UA 2187, recovery of barges 163 and 267. Marsh buggers and tugboats were used to refloat the barges by installing a series of roller manifolds fittings required for the barges and pushing them back into the water. No temporary fill was required for removal. Approximately 6 acres of wetlands may be impacted in this activity. Is this for, when this was for? What storm?
That was for the latest Hurricane Ida.
I didn't know if it wasn't on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's for Hurricane Ida.
That covers my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Lafont. We're getting out permits and waterways, going to Construction and Development Committee. Members are Larry Griffin, Chairman, Chris Colley, Jim Lafont, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is consider approving the bids for the 2022 fuel supply.
Okay, we do this on an annual basis. We took bids on Friday, January 7th, and we received 2 bids, one from Wagaspack Oil Company, the other from Gobert Oil Company. Wagaspack was the lowest markup bidder. Our recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Rodney Jusclair, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passed.
Next is consider approving the bids for the 2022 construction material supplier.
Okay, another one we do on an annual basis. We have 16 items that were bid on by multiple companies. We had 3 companies, Grand Isle Shipyard, Onshore Materials, and Byron E. Talbot, that bid on some of the list, and recommendation is to approve the low bidders for each item.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. Larry Griffin. Need a second. Moved by Johnny Ardorn. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Okay, next is approving the bids for the obstruction removal.
Okay, so again, as mentioned earlier, we had 3 bidders there, and LMB Services LLC was the low bidder for $193,994. Recommendation to approve.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Larry Griffin, second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Okay, that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. We're getting out of Construction and Development, going into Finance Committee. Members are John Mellison, Jr., Chairman, Rodney J. Gisclair, Mike Colley, and Chucky Sherry. Mr. Mellison, your turn.
Good morning and thank you, Mr. President. We'll begin by consider approving payments of the December 2021 invoices and recognizing those over $10,000. Item 1, Sea-Level Construction, $915,466.34, and that's for Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 2, Stranham Engineering, LLC, $70,000 even, and that's for a slip C bulkhead, minus Jeremy Senior Road, along with the airport vertical lift bridge. Item 3, PCO and Associates, $68,582.90, and that is for slip C bulkhead, airport road and bridge project, flotation canal pavilion, industrial park trailer project, mechanic shop repairs, and engineering permit. Item 4, CSRS, Disaster Recovery Management, $60,860 even, and that's for a disaster grant management consultant for Hurricane Ida. Item 5, Angelette Piciola LLC, $44,081.08, and that's for the Leeville Bridge. The Fouchon Bridge, the Leeville LA1 Phase 2 Construction Canal Dredging and Mitigation Project. Item 6, APC Construction LLC, $35,911.61, and that's for slip C bulkhead. Item 7, Arteman and Associates, $31,014.25, and that's for the GLPC Mitigation Bank, along with the West Fouchon Marsh Creation and Nourishment Project. Item 8, Peretz, $26,026.14, and that's for new Harbor Patrol uniforms. Item 9, Vision Communications, $24,445.85, that's for internet, phone, cable, and fiber optic services. Item 10, SLEC, $23,000 even, and that's for the 2022 membership dues for SLEC, the LA1 Coalition, and Restore and Retreat. Item 11, American Integration Contractors, $22,529.10, and that's for post-Hurricane Ida Seaport Camera Site Survey. Item 12, Bank of America, $21,323.81, and that's for port credit card charges. Item 13, Grand Isle Shipyard, $16,235.20 was for contract labor for the FBO. Item 14, Gulf FRIM Aviation and Marine Navigation Aids, $13,497, and that's for replacement buoys and lanterns due to Hurricane Ida. Item 15, Central Square Technologies, $12,765.20, and that is for CAD yearly maintenance. These expenses, along with our others, bring us to a grand total of $1,982,743.85. And I'd like to make a motion, Mr. President, we accept these expenditures.
I got a motion by Mr. Mellison. Second by Mike Colley. Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Next on our agenda, we have consider approving the December 2021 unaudited financial statements as discussed on Monday night's committee meeting. And Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept these.
I got a motion by Mr. Mellison, second by Mr. Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
And last, we have consider approving out-of-state travel and training. We have Director Chasson and commissioners to be determined to attend the American Association Port Authorities Legislative Summit in Washington, D.C., March 28th through the 31st. And next, we also have Executive Director Chasson attending the National Ocean Industries Association Annual Meeting, also in Washington, April 20th through the 22nd. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we consider these.
I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Larry Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Well, Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right, Mr. Mellison, thank you. Next, we have any other business. Mr. Bro.
I just wanted to make a comment. There was a question on some lights in the area of the construction project. Talked to Wayne Gochu of the Water District. It wasn't just the light bulbs damaging the storm, it was the stems. They have them in. They came in Monday, and they should be there that they installed those lights on top. Not required that they do it because it's in close proximity to the airport. And I did speak to Richard Road contractor, sea level, and he said he would make sure that that light was put on the top of that crane. Same thing, not required, but just abundance of caution to light it because it'll be there for the future.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bro. Any other business? Any public comment? All right.
Move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
I got a motion with adjourn, second by Mr. Johnny Ardon. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. I'd like to tell everyone, thank you for coming to the meeting. We have a new year starting off, and I hope this year is a whole lot better than last year. So wishing everyone a good year, since we're going to see what's going to happen, but at least no hurricanes this year, for everybody to get back on their feet again. All right, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.